State Farm's marketing campaign is like a good neighbor, meaning that they're going to be there. They know you. They know your face, just like your neighbor does. So that's the example of your customer marketing strategy. So every company that markets is going to do something based off of these three standards. What they need to know, however, is also what kind of buyer are we dealing with. You're going to have different products that are going to tend to have one of four different types of buyers. You're going to have your complex buyer. You're going to have your dissonance buyer, your habitual buyer, and your variety-seeking buyer. Your complex buyer is very involved. Well, what that means is they're usually buying something expensive. You have different brands. This is a lot of times a car buyer. They know there's differences and similarities between them. They want to find out exactly what it is. They're going to go and they're going to ask your car dealers. They're going to do a bunch of reading. They're going to ask people that have had these types of vehicles before. They're very involved, and they're going to take a lot of time to figure this out. So marketers really need to ensure that they can separate themselves with everything, with price, with value, with warranties, with everything that they can in order to grab that customer away from others. Your dissonance reducing buyer, they're going to be very involved, but they're not really going to know the difference between the brands. A lot of times you're talking about like carpet and flooring and things around the house. I couldn't tell you right now any brands of hardwood flooring or carpet. I can name off plenty of brands of cars. So this isn't the same as complex. This one, all of a sudden, you're going to go into a buying pattern where you need carpet. Well, you need hardwood flooring, and the prices are about the same. Now I'm going to do some research, but really I'm not going to spend that much time. I'm just going to see which one I think looks the best and probably end up buying that. This is another thing that companies need to realize about buyers. They can put they're not going to put near as much information out there for flooring as you would for cars because a lot of times customers are just going to go off of what they see. But they will be involved in it. Your habitual buyer is really low involvement. There's a reason why you don't see things like bread advertised very often because it's just a lot of times you're just going to grab bread. I need bread. I'm going to get it. There's some toiletries that are this way, but this just deals with papers, things like that, just stuff that we need all the time, but we're not really worried about brand. I just need to grab it because I need it. And then finally, your variety seeking. This is where a lot of different products fall in. You see commercials for toothpaste all the time, for toilet paper, things like that. You're not going to sit there and do research for this type of stuff. You're just going to go to the store and grab it, but you're going to take turns with different products to see how did you like it. I don't take time to look at it, but I'm going to grab it and I'm going to get things that I'm going to try different things just to see which one I like. So those are four different buyers that all marketers need and companies need to know about before they give their marketing campaign. After that, you have different patterns that these exact same buyers are going to go off of. These are need recognition, information search, alternative eval, purchase decision, and post-purchase behavior. First of all, with need recognition, that's easy. That is just the fact that you need to get something. No matter what it is, no matter if it's something big like a car or small like toilet paper. Marketers can use commercials and other means of advertising through social media or whatever in order to grab that attention of the buyer. Oh, I didn't think of that. I actually do need that. Or you can even use marketing campaigns such as movies, product placement, just to keep that brand on your mind. Oh, well, I need to get a car. For some reason I'm thinking of Ford a lot. Well, maybe you've seen Ford in movies. Maybe that helps out. So need recognition. Information search is next. You want to be sure to get all the information you can out there for your product. Online, through social media, on commercials, customer representatives, anything that you can in order make it easy for a customer in order to find that information, because all customers are going to search for information, whether it's a little bit or a lot, depending on what their behavior is. Next is going to be alternative evaluation. So most people are not going to go out and just buy the first thing they read about. They're going to go and look at the competitors. So again, it's important to, whenever they go to looking at alternatives, that you can separate yourself from the rest. Next is finally the purchase decision. That one's simple. I'm going to buy this based off of what I found. And finally, the most important thing to a company is the post-purchase behavior. What you want to do is you want to leave a lasting impression on your customer. So this can be done through marketing. Also, you just hope that your product is the best. What customers are going to do is that they're going to either stick to you or they're going to go look for alternatives. So a company's job is to make sure that that a customer does not desire to go with somebody else. And this can be done through marketing as well, just because you can continuously compare your product to other people. So maybe a customer will say, well, I already know this one's inferior, so I'll stick to it. Also, just making slight changes whenever a customer does feel dissatisfied with something. You'll see this a lot. You'll see companies will change the way something looks. Drink companies or food companies will change their formula slightly just based off of bad reviews, which is another part of the post-buying behavior. So these are just a lot of small examples on how companies deal with customer behavior when it comes to marketing, different marketing campaigns for different cultures, for different ages and sex groups and things like that. Also, they're trying to find different ways to communicate through your three variety of campaigns, whether it's product, process, or customer relations. And then they're also looking at the 4 different varieties of buyers, and then finally looking at your buying behaviors during the process. So hopefully this has helped you guys out to understand more about customer behavior and how companies are able to deal with that, whether effectively or ineffectively. Thank you.